Yo, what is going on, guys? Cryptic TMG back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be discussing Assetto Corsa Competizione and the news that they are no longer going to be updating the game. No new content apart from up-to-date liveries, I believe, and what that means for ACC and its future, man. So yeah, let's get stuck into the video. So if you guys haven't seen the news, I came across this on Twitter, and yeah, it looks as if ACC pretty much are, you know, accepting that it's over at the moment. For me personally, of course, people still play the game. Still a very good game, let's be honest. But it kind of just feels like, you know, it just never really maximized its full potential. Because I remember at one stage, they were talking about bringing Saudi Arabia. They were talking about Manicore. And, you know, it seemed as if there still could be a route. I was of the opinion with ACC that, you know, this doesn't have to be a game that has to be a new game every year. They could just keep updating this game and stuff like that, and people will still play it because at the end of the day, it is probably the ultimate GT3 simulator. So to know that they're not going to push on and update it, it doesn't really come as a surprise when you think about it. They've got Assetto Corsa Evo and AC Rally, so they're busy. I get it. But it just feels like there's so much lost potential in what they could have achieved. And yeah, to me, it's sort of like the end, because now we're getting to the point where we're not seeing any real big events on ACC anymore. A lot of the popular leagues just not as popular because there's not as many of the top drivers on the game anymore. People have migrated to whether they've gone to iRacing or Le Mans Ultimate. And it just seems like there's nothing really to look forward to on ACC anymore. And every game is going to have its shelf life, but we've seen iRacing's managed to stay relevant for years and years and years. And even the original Assetto Corsa has managed to stay relevant for years. So, you know, like, what do you guys think? Like, are you disappointed, or do you just feel like it's just normal? The shelf life of a game has got to come to an end at some stage, and I get that. But I just felt like, I don't know, man, like, to me, since the time of Aris leaving, it sort of just has all just gone downhill. Now, I'm not saying that it's because Aris is gone, but even that line of communication since Aris left is kind of just completely died. And, you know, you're looking at LFM and stuff like that, they don't seem as popular anymore. It just seems like everything's sort of shriveling up and kind of just dying. Now, of course, there's a lot of people still play the game online. I get that. But from my standpoint, like league racing, and remember, there used to be an endurance race almost every weekend. There used to be some type of big event almost every single weekend. Now it's just like, yeah, just nothing really noteworthy going on. And if there is, you don't even hear about it anymore too much, you know. I cannot remember the last time I sat down and watched a ACC race, because it's stale, you know. There's nothing new, and that was the issue in the first place, you know. There was just nothing new. The BOP was left, you know, things weren't balanced right. They were relying on LFM and AOR to balance out the cars and stuff. It's just like, bro, it's just not good enough. And yeah, I just feel like just a missed opportunity, because it was so good, bro. As I said, for me, patch 1.7 ACC was so enjoyable to drive, literally. And, you know, ever since this patch 1.9 came out, to me, it took the game backwards massively, and they just gave up on it. And it's crazy to me, because listen, if you give up on something, you better make sure the next thing you've got coming is absolutely insane. And so far from what I've played of AC Evo, I'm just not really that impressed, to be honest. It doesn't feel like anything special to me, at least. I believe AC Rally, I actually think AC Rally is going to be a very, very, very good game. Now, I'm not into rally games, but to me, I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like that is going to be a great game. Whether or not the popularity lasts, I don't know, but I just have a feeling it's going to be a great game. But in terms of, you know, what ACC brought to the table, it's like, bro, like, you literally had it in the palm of your hands, bro. You had the game in the palm of your hands, and you relinquished it. And I just don't know why. You know, I generally don't know why. There could have been so. They could have gone to GT Challenge Asia, GT Challenge Australia. They could have added so many things. There's so many things they could have thought about doing that would have added to this game and kept people on. Can you imagine if they came out with a GT Challenge Asia pack, you know, or GT Challenge America? Bro, there was literally, there was, you know, I don't know their financial situation, but there was definitely scope to expand the game and bro, it's just like, man, you lot just dropped the ball, bro. And it feels like, not in a bad way, but it feels like as a whole, the whole company's kind of dropped the ball, even with AC Evo and what they were promised and what was supposed to be coming out, and then the communication, things being delayed. It's just like, bro, what has gone on? You know, you guys were literally running the show at one point, and now it's just like, I can't even get excited about AC Evo anymore, because it's just like, you know what I mean? They said they're going to do this, they didn't. And when it came out, it didn't even feel that great. Plus the game was crashing all the time. I'm not, even to this day, I'm just not that excited about AC Evo anymore. When I remember when it officially got announced, it was like, yeah, bro, this game's going to be crazy. And now it's like, I remember when Le Mans Ultimate was almost like a time filler. We were just on Le Mans Ultimate waiting for AC Evo to come out. That was the general consensus. That was the feeling at the beginning, you know. We'll just play this until Evo comes out. But it's ended up being the game that's taken over, and AC Evo is like an afterthought now. It's like, yeah, it might come out and be decent, but do I really want to switch from LMU to play AC Evo? It's just, I don't know. Generally, I don't think it's gonna be the one. At least not for a very long time. So, bro, I don't know what to say, man. Generally don't know what to say to Kunos, man. Like, they had a lot of great ideas, and while it was good, it was great, you know. Even the whole thing with the SRO esports championships, when they would have the on-site championships where the real-life pro drivers would be in the garage at the real-life track driving the sim for an hour, and then the esports drivers will go in afterwards and they will drive for an hour, and then the real-life drivers, after they've done that, will then go and have the real-life race. Like, that was an incredible time, an incredible moment, especially around the COVID times. We saw Valentino Rossi, we saw Charles Leclerc, all sorts of people playing the game, you know, and it was a great time to be on ACC. But man, how have they let it get to this? I don't know, man. How did they get to this? I remember a time on ACC where every single season I could swap and change car, and it was cool. I'll go to the Audi, to the Lambo, to the Bentley, to the AMG, and it was cool. No car was really completely out of bounds. There might have been one or two, but genuinely you could actually have some fun. But now it's like, bro, just get in the Ford, bro. Just get in the Ford. Nothing else is really worth it. They have to literally BOP it into the ground through websites like LFM or AOR. They literally have to try and kill the car with BOP because Kunos just left it, you know. And I don't know, man. It's just a weird one. It's very, very weird why and how that game has succumbed to the reality of just not really being people's first choice in terms of competitive racing. Now, of course, there's always still going to be people online. There's always still going to be people playing the game. But let's just look, you know, if we take away LFM away from ACC, what has it actually got? You know, how many people jump on and do online lobbies, bro? I'm sure there might be a few, but in terms of like anything really competitive or any broadcast, or it's just completely just gone downhill. And bro, they had a real opportunity. They had a real opportunity to you know, stamp their foot down on the game, give it some great updates, some great content, and it would have been still relevant in years to come. I'm telling you, an Asia pack, an American pack, an Australian pack, all under the SRO blanket, GT Challenge blanket, it would have been crazy, you know. And I generally thought at one point that's what we would get. I was so confident that's what would happen, and it just never did. It just never did. So yeah, it's one of them, man. It's one of them. Very, very disappointing. The only thing apparently they're going to be bringing is liveries, and let's be honest, we don't care about liveries. It's not that interesting, bro. You know, you can make your own livery and stuff like that. That's great, but in terms of, you know, the 2025 liveries, it's like, it's not really. It's not something that's going to keep you on the game. Like, oh, I was going to play something else, but I've got 2025 liveries to look forward to. No, we don't care about that. How about a new track, you know? The updated cars or what, like, yeah. And I feel like, obviously, they've given up on this to focus on AC Evo. And at the moment, AC Evo isn't or hasn't delivered the overwhelming majority of support from the community that's played the game. So it's like, yeah, they've kind of just fumbled a little bit. And I don't know where Kunos are at the moment in terms of headspace, but it feels like a pretty big fumble. And they're going to allow other games to come in and just steal the rug from underneath their feet. We've got Project Motorsport coming out. LMU's already doing pretty well. So you have to look at the landscape and think, bro, is this really, is Kunos really at the top of their game? Can they wrestle back the majority vote from the average sim racer? I don't know. I have no idea. I think a lot is going to depend on how good Project Motorsport is, because I feel like Project Motorsport and AC Evo, not the same, but similar type of games. You can, you know, have loads of different cars. It's not like a title that's based on one series like LMU or ACC was. So they are really going up against Project Motorsport. So if Project Motorsport comes out and it's decent from the get-go and we have to sit around and wait for AC Evo to mess about, bro, it's not going to be a good look, man. And they're going to find it very hard to drag people away from something they're already locked into. So that is, I don't know, man. That is the worry for Kunos, I would expect. But as I said, man, it just seemed with Aris leaving, it felt like something else left the building with him, you know? And we just haven't had that line of communication, or there's nothing they're telling us that's making you think, yeah, I can't wait for this or wait for that. It's just like, bro, I don't even care anymore. You know? But let's see. As opposed to ACC though, as I said, it was very, very good when it was at its best, man. It was a great game and at its best, but that hasn't been for a long, long time. And I feel like they've let it slip for quite a few years now without really trying their hardest, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just it, man. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. Cryptic TMG, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to catch my videos first. And peace.
Cocoa butter smooth, scent of honey bloom. I smile lights the room, chases away the gloom. An African queen, her beauty reigns supreme. A vision so serene, she's a war.